Hi Stories channel here.
Today, I'm going to explain an adventure thriller movie called Jaws, released in 1975. Spoilers ahead! Watch out and stay safe. The movie starts with a beach party on Amity Island, where a lot of couples are enjoying themselves. A young couple, Chrissie Watkins and her boyfriend Tom, went swimming in the sea. Chrissie goes into the water, but Tom is drunk, hence falls into the ground and loses consciousness. An unseen creature notices Chrissie from beneath the surface of the water and moves towards her and attacks her. She tries to get away, but is unsuccessful as the creature drags her below the waves. Everything suddenly goes silent, and the girl is nowhere to be seen. The next day, we see Amity Town Police Chief named Martin Brody, who is at his home, and he gets a call on which he is told about the disappearance of Chrissie. He goes to the beach, and there he talks to Tom about what happened. While they both were talking, suddenly they heard the whistle of Deputy Jeff from a distance, and they ran toward him. There, they find the remains of Chrissie being feasted upon by crabs. Back at the police station, Brody receives a call from the medical officer who tells him that Chrissie was the victim of a shark attack. Brody plans to close down the beach to ensure the safety of the people, but is stopped by the town's mayor, Larry Vaughn, who fears that reports of a shark attack will ruin the summer tourist season and doesn't want the town's economy to suffer. The medical examiner sides with him and now claims that the girl may have been killed in a boat accident. Due to the mayor's insistence, Brody didn't close the beach. Over the next few days, a large number of tourists arrive on Amity's dock. The crowd on the beach increased each day, and Brody is extremely concerned about more potential attacks. As Brody and his wife sit in the sand, Brody scans the shoreline for any sign of trouble. On the beach, a young boy, Alex, asks his mother for permission to go swimming. Though the mother knows her son had already spent enough time in the water that day, she allows him 10 more minutes. Alex and his raft enter the ocean one last time before being sent upon what is unmistakably an enormous shark. Amid the ensuing panic of the other beachgoers, the mother, who had not seen the attack, calls out desperately for her son as the bloodied and shredded remains of his yellow raft wash up in the surf. With dozens of witnesses to Alex's gruesome death, the presence of a shark in Amity waters is undeniable, and Brody is finally permitted to close the beaches. Alex's mother offers a $3,000 reward to anyone who can catch the shark that killed her son, and a town meeting is held to discuss the official shark problem. Brody announces that the police department is expanding its efforts to keep the beaches safe, as well as bringing in a shark expert from the Oceanographic Institute to help them. Most of the assembled townspeople are more concerned with finances than the safety and remain angry about the beaches being closed. But the mayor assures them it would only be for 24 hours. The chatter is quelled by an eccentric and roughened local fisherman, Sam Quint, who guarantees the capture and the slaughter of the offended shark for the price of $10,000. Though this offer is not accepted at that point, Quint seems very confident that the job will fall to him eventually. People stop going into the ocean after the attacks, but several fishermen try to catch the shark for the reward Alex's mother offered. Then oceanographer Matt Hooper makes his entry. He has been called by Brody to deal with the shark situation. Hooper examines the girl's body parts and confirms that she was indeed eaten by a shark. He also says that it is a big shark, not some small one. The town breathes a sigh of relief when the corpse of a large tiger shark is displayed on the docks, having been caught by some of the contending fishermen. Brody is initially elated, believing the nightmare to be over, until Hooper examines the shark's mouth and determines that its bite radius does not match the wounds on Chrissie's remains, and therefore is likely not the shark they are seeking. To be certain of what he is thinking, Hooper suggests that he examine the contents of the shark's stomach, as its slow digestive system would ensure that any recent meals would still be inside. Brody supports this plan, but the mayor seems disturbed by the idea and disapproves. Alex's mom comes and blames Brody for the death of her son. She says Brody didn't close the beach even after knowing about the shark attack on the girl. Brody is blamed for something the mayor did. Hooper comes and meets Brody at his home, and they plan to secretly open the shark's stomach and discover that it does not contain any human remains. They both confirm Hooper's suspicion. As Hooper thought, the tiger shark is not responsible for the attacks, and there are no human remains in the shark's stomach. They head out to sea to find the shark, but instead find the wreckage belonging to a local fisherman, Ben Gardner. Hooper explores the vessel underwater and discovers a sizable great white shark's tooth from the boat's hull and finds the partial corpse of local fisherman Ben Gardner. Without any evidence, Vaughn dismisses Brody and Hooper's assertions that a huge great white shark is responsible for the death and refuses to close the beaches, but instead increase safety precautions. On the 4th of July weekend, people start coming to the beach. Brody arranges some people to keep an eye on the ocean and beach for any shark attacks. Everyone is enjoying themselves on the beach. Suddenly, a shark's fin appears and people run to the coast. The police boats close in with guns to kill the shark, but it was just a cardboard fin wielded by two boys to prank the people in there. As people are calming down and recovering from the panic of the prank, the real shark enters a nearby lagoon, killing a boater and Brody's son, Michael, who narrowly escapes the attack but goes into shock. Brody finally convinces a guilt-ridden Vaughn to hire Quint, and Quint reluctantly allows Hooper and Brody to join the hunt. The three set out to kill the shark aboard Quint's vessel, the Orca. Out in the sea, Brody lays down chum to attract the shark, and Quint waits for an opportunity to hook the shark. Quint hooks something, but it manages to get away. After some time, Brody ladles more chum in the water. Without warning, the shark appears behind the boat. After looking at the shark, Quint estimates that the shark is 25 feet long and weighs around 3 tons. Quint harpoons it with a line attached to a flotation barrel, but the shark pulls the barrel underwater and disappears. Quint, Brody, and Hooper then wait for the shark's return until night falls. Quint and Hooper drunkenly exchange stories about their assorted scars. The shark returns unexpectedly and rams into a boat hull. That damages the boat and causes a leak. Quint rushes to the deck and fires at the shark, but the shark escapes once again. The next day, they attempted to repair the damage, but seawater has contaminated the engine. Brody attempts to call out for help, but Quint, who has become obsessed with killing the shark without outside assistance, smashes the radio. Quint then asks Hooper to tie the harpoon line to stern cleats, but the shark drags the boat backward, swamping the deck and flooding the engine compartment. Seeing this, Quint cuts the ropes tied to the boat and the shark breaks free. After that, the shark starts chasing their boat. Quint heads towards shore to draw the shark into shallower waters and suffocate it. But in this obsession to kill the shark, he burns out the Orca's engine and it blows up. They become stranded as the boat slowly sinks. With no other option in sight, Hooper attempts a riskier approach. He enters the ocean inside a shark-proof cage, intending to lethally inject the shark with strychnine. Using a hypodermic spear, the shark attacks the cage and demolishes the cage from behind, causing Hooper to drop the spear before he can inject it. The shark destroys the cage, but Hooper manages to get out and hide on the ocean surface. The shark breaks free and leaps onto the boat and catches Quint and takes him into the water. When the shark attacks again, smashing through the side of the boat, Brody somehow shoves a pressurized scuba tank into the shark's mouth. He takes Quint's rifle and climbs the sinking Orca's mast. The shark, with the tank still in its mouth, begins swimming towards Brody. Using the rifle, he shoots the tank, which explodes and obliterates the shark. After the shark's death, Hooper surfaces. He and Brody paddle back to Amity Island, clinging to the remaining barrels. We see at the end of the film that both of them make it to shore.